Welcome to the YouTube channel Love Story, with stories that touch your heart. The story I want to tell today is called Episode 2, The Mysterious Encounter. Mai, a 22-year-old girl, left her house early in the morning carrying a heart full of anxiety and hope. She was a young woman who had faced many challenges in life. Born and raised in a poor family, Mai always dreamed of changing her life one day, striving for a brighter future. That was the reason she moved to the city, seeking a job opportunity at an international company that had invited her for an interview. She stepped into the large office building, towering high above, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of professionals. Mai felt like a stranger among the confident and determined people around her. But despite her slight nervousness, she knew this was the opportunity of a lifetime. She lifted her head high, set her sights on her goal, and entered the interview room. Inside, the interviewer was a middle-aged man, well-dressed and very professional in his demeanor. However, what struck Mai as unusual was the presence of someone else in the room. Sitting in the corner was a man in a black suit, a crisp white shirt, and a simple tie, exuding an air of elegance. His face wasn't striking, but there was something irresistibly captivating about him, his eyes sharp and intense, as if he could see straight through her. Despite sitting quietly, he seemed to observe every gesture of hers, making Mai feel as though he was assessing her in some way. "Thank you for coming today, Mai," the interviewer said, and Mai nodded, her mind still distracted by the stranger in the corner. She couldn't stop thinking about him. Who was he? Why was he there? Was he someone influential in the company? Mai couldn't shake off the feeling that this encounter was more significant than just a casual meeting. The interview was brief, and Mai quickly left the room, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling she had. But when she stepped out of the building, she was taken back by the unexpected sight of him again. He was standing near the entrance, watching her with a sharp gaze, as if he had been waiting for her. Mai felt a strange sense of unease, but also an undeniable attraction. There was something about him that was magnetic, drawing her in without her even realizing it. "Hello? Mai, I'm Min," he said, his voice smooth but firm. Mai was taken aback. "Hi, Min. How do you know my name?" "I've been observing you," he replied, with a hint of a smile. "I think you have big dreams, Mai, and I believe you can achieve them." Mai blinked, surprised by his words. "Thank you, Min. I hope I can." Min's eyes lingered on her for a moment longer. But remember, sometimes to reach your dreams, you'll have to face the unexpected. Never let yourself get caught in the safety of comfort. His words puzzled her, but she couldn't help but feel that there was something more behind them. He wasn't just any random person. There was something enigmatic about him. Before she could say anything further, Min turned and walked toward a luxury car parked nearby. "Good luck, Mai," he said briefly before getting into the car and driving away. Mai stood there, feeling a mixture of confusion and curiosity. Who was this man? Why did he seem to know so much about her? Why did their encounter leave such a strong impression on her? From that day on, Mai couldn't stop thinking about Min. Each time she recalled their brief conversation, his words echoed in her mind. Never let yourself get caught in the safety of comfort. A few days later, while Mai was sitting in a cafe near the office, she happened to run into him again. This time, it wasn't by chance. He walked up to her, sat down across from her, and looked at her with the same intense gaze. "Hello, Mai," Min greeted. his voice still cold, but strangely captivating. "I think we should talk more about the opportunities I mentioned." Mai was both surprised and intrigued. "What opportunities are you talking about?" Min smiled, but it wasn't a full smile. "I think you're destined for something greater, but you have to step outside your comfort zone to see it. Let's talk." Mai didn't know what to make of this sudden leading, but there was one thing she was sure of. Her encounter with Min was no accident. It felt like something bigger was unfolding, something she couldn't quite understand yet. As the brief conversation between Mai and Min came to an end, Mai felt something strange, a kind of confusion she couldn't quite explain. Min stood up, smiling politely, and Mai sensed a subtle change in the atmosphere. He was not someone who easily displayed emotions, but in his gaze, Mai saw a depth that she hadn't seen in anyone else. "Thank you for your time," Min said briefly, before turning and walking out of the cafe. Mai watched him, feeling that something had shifted in the air. He wasn't the kind of person who showed much emotion, but there was something about him that seemed to captivate her in a way she couldn't describe. As Min left the cafe, a luxurious black car was parked just outside the entrance. The car stood out among the regular vehicles, its sleek and polished surface catching Mai's eye. Min opened the door and got in before driving off quickly, leaving Mai standing there, watching him leave. Mai couldn't help but feel a sense of emptiness as she watched the luxury car drive away. She stood there, a strong feeling of curiosity rising within her. Who was this man? Why did he have such a magnetic pull on her, even after just a few brief encounters? And his words, "Never let yourself get caught in the safety of comfort," still echoed in her mind. Mai couldn't understand what she was feeling. She wasn't the type to be easily drawn to strangers. But Min, with his cold yet enigmatic presence, made her feel as if there was something more to him, something she couldn't quite grasp. She took out her phone and opened a search engine, scrolling through information about the company where Min worked, but found only vague details, nothing concrete. Was Min an important person in that company, or did he simply like helping others? Questions continued to swirl in Mai's mind, making it hard for her to stop thinking about him. "Mai, don't get too curious about him," she told herself. But the truth was, the more she tried not to think about Min, the more she couldn't stop.